Hello, beloved hearts, beloved souls, below sacred heart initiates. Welcome back to another Love Wisdom weekly video, Facebook Live, and those watching on YouTube, welcome. In this video, I want to talk about Ascension and about Sacred Heart and all those things that are interconnected. A little bit about April as well and some of its energy and where we're all heading and what does this energy really mean? What does it really mean to be in this ascension? Where is it taking us? Why is this so important right now? And so I want to explore all that in this video, live video. Now I know this weekend is a very special weekend for the majority of the people who are, celebrating the whole Holy Weekend, being Good Friday and being Easter being the resurrection. So resurrection is really a symbolism of what we are becoming resurrected through this ascension process, really. And so I want to talk about all the energy and where it's all going. So my name is Monica Bermudez and I'm an intuitive quantum energy healer, a light language channeler, and a spiritual ascension counselor. And in this video, I want to talk about the ascension. First of all, the most basic thing is that energy goes where attention is focused on. So energy goes where the mind goes. In other words, if your mind is so focused on certain aspects or certain things or certain people, that's where the energy will go. And so ascension is all about energy. It's all about the energy right now in this planet is increasing exponentially. And another way of looking at it is a form of expansion. We are energetically expanding with the changing energies on this earth. And as such, it can seem a little uncomfortable, right? Because when there is trauma or anything that was, from this life or even from past lives that you may not even be aware of, that may be hidden within the cells, it's like sweeping things under a rug, right? Or in the shadow or hiding in the darkness. And when you shine light on it, it will appear and show up, and at times can remain shocking. And in the case of us, emotions may come up, triggering moments, getting frustrated or angry easily, or even sad, or, some other depression or form. And sometimes it may even manifest itself in physical form. So it is all related also to a lot of the heart, and it all boils down back to our own heart and where we want to focus most of our energy is there and keep that focus. Now, obviously we're all humans. We're in this physical form where we have the soul and the physical matter united together. And so it is a challenge to navigate through a lot of the complexities of being human, because we often sometimes get focused on what others may think of us or others are saying about us. And that's where it could cause certain blocks. When we start, for example, paying too much attention to the media or news and things that are in a negative form, then we end up getting lost, confused, and we tend to get too much in our head or too analytical. And then we forget about our connection to our own heart. And the key is to be able to really get the heart to be more focused in using the heart energy to be more of your intuitive guide. Now, heart math, the studies have shown that the heart is the one that communicates the most with the brain. And so in most cases, the heart is always trying to connect with the brain. But sometimes the ego and us in our daily complex human life, we get so analytical on the outside world and what others may think or say. The best opinion or message that you can get is the one that you have in your own heart. And the heart is always communicating with each and every one of us. And it's just a matter of really taking the time to really tune in and to really focus on what the heart is saying. And really, we are stepping more into this heart energy with this ascension energy. And that is really the key, is where it all starts, is in the foundation of our own heart, our own love, being self-love. And there's nothing selfish about it, okay? It's actually a necessity. It's a mandatory thing, is that we fill ourselves up with our own cup first to strengthen that love and that power in us, to be able to assist others. Because if you're overgiving but not taking care of yourself, then you're also in a way destroying your own body and not taking care of yourself. And if that health goes away in your body, then you have no vehicle for your soul to be able to express itself in this incarnated lifetime, to be able to fulfill your own purpose and your own life mission here on this earth. And we each, all of us, have our own unique purpose and our own mission. And in some cases we have little purpose or big missions, but we all play a very unique role in this ascension process that we all are finding ourselves collectively. And so when we all come together, it's much stronger. And definitely the energy of the manifestation is much more accelerated and stronger, as I've been finding myself and experiencing with my own personal life. And so I find myself being more cautious, or tuning in more to my own heart and keeping that balance, to become even more aware of the thoughts that I have and what I'm projecting in that moment. So always want to keep doing the affirmations to really stay to the highest vibrational timeline. And it could be easily distracting, when we go back to being focused on the outside world and what, others' fears or worries may be feeding into our own subconscious or our own environment. And that can be draining too, right? When we hang around certain people, or even looking at certain media or certain information in the news that just brings our energy down, and it just gets so dense. And so the ascension is moving us from these old structures of these old energies, of these, old paradigm structure energies, to be moving more into these higher vibrational energies, which are associated with love, joy, and harmony and unity consciousness. And then you also hear about the 5D consciousness. So they're all interrelated with the ascension. And 3D energy is more of a matrix type energy that keeps us bound, almost like an enslavement of our own human ego, keeping us very limited to our own belief systems or false perceptions, and just keeping us almost caged in there, to the point that we end up being almost like swimming in this fear energy, right? And the thing is that keeps us blocked from really moving forward with this energy of ascension, where it's the energy that's taking us. As the energy is increasing, it wants us to expand our heart more. But if we're holding on to certain blocks of energies of fears and worries or grief or anger or frustration, you name it, anything that the ego may want to throw at you to keep you in this limited space, then it just makes it a little more painful. And then certain symptoms may come up as well, as some people are experiencing at this time. So just be very aware of everything that is happening around you, or just be more consciously aware even of your own thoughts, what your words are saying, paying attention to your own heart, tuning in with the energies of it, because the heart energy is very powerful when it is in a very open and healed state. But when we're coming from a wounded space, a wounded heart, a broken heart, it just makes it very hard to really connect with self And so you have to really take that time to yourself to really start to open the heart and expand it more and get more into that clarity space of your own intuitive heart and wisdom, and interconnecting it with your own intuition of your own brain. And together they become this huge powerhouse of energy. So this month of April is, for me personally, I'm feeling that the energy feels a little brighter in a way. But it feels like there's going to be, some form of completion. It feels very initiatory also, that the beginning of something, of an opportunity, of something new in the horizon. And that's really what I'm feeling for us in this energy. And first of all, we just completed a full moon that was in Libra, and full moons are about releasing. And it was a big release because it falls within the Aries zodiac. And the Aries is the first zodiac sign that pretty much initiates all the other zodiac energy signs within the calendar. And so that's why a lot of people call the Aries to be the initiatory type sign. But Aries is also a symbolism of moving forward and taking action. And I'm not talking about any person in particular. I'm speaking from metaphorically of what the zodiac sign really means astrologically, is that it has this energy of moving forward and stepping in to take action in the things that you want to do now in this life. And so since the month of April, all the planets are moving forward, meaning that none of them are in retrograde. That means that this is a time to really take action and take advantage of this energy to really move forward with certain goals that you may have been planting seeds for in previous months with the new moon energy. And so you definitely want to, write down what it is that you want to achieve, and also tuning into your own heart and keeping that passion of the things that you want to do in your life, of what excites you. And so as such, the first thing to do is, first of all, is to really get to know yourself, right? If you have just really gone through some heavy energy with your own heart and you wanted to connect with your own heart, that is the first step to do, is to really start to get to know yourself, the likes and everything about you, shadow and light, every aspect of you. And then the second is to take note of the things that may be draining your energy, or that you feel may be blocking you or limiting you, and really just take the courage to really face them. Even journal it, and just look at it and just start asking yourself, what are the things that you need to let go of that no longer serve you anymore. And the third thing is to really look at the things that your heart is calling for you in action, and the passion in your life, sparking that action and moving forward energy. And so this month is also a number 9. If you add up 4 plus the year of 2021 equals to 5 plus the 4 equals 9. And so numerology, in the numbering system, 9 is usually a symbolism of completion. It's almost like a completing cycle of something in your life. Maybe a completing cycle from this past 2 months for these past 3 months of January, February, March, of 2021, or even, something of the completing cycle with the pandemic that we, found ourselves in 2020 situation. So, it's looking at it from all different aspects of life, in your own personal life, the things that may be completing for you as well, that will need you to really step into this new cycle of your life, and to really start setting those new cycles and setting those intentions, setting the most positive intentions that you can think of. So we are powerful beyond measure as humans. We are more powerful than we think we are. And it is the ego that will try to set the limitations and tell you otherwise, that you're not, or be too excessively into it, right? So the ego can either be excessive into the too much or the excessive of too little. But when we bring the heart in, the heart is just more than just an emotion. It consists more of this energy of unity and balance. When you really bring in more of the I am presence of your own higher consciousness, of your own higher self, to really blend in more inside your own heart, being the upper heart chakra and the lower heart chakra, when they come together, is really what I've been calling the sacred heart. And it really connects you to the heart of the soul, and it connects you to your whole being, because your soul knows your true essence, knows your true purpose, and knows exactly what you come to do here on this earth, and what you come to learn, what you come to achieve, and support in the community and humanity, or in your own community or your family, whatever may be the case. That is where that sacred heart connection is, that connects in all things. And that is the energy of the ascension that we are finding ourselves in. So everything is all about energy. It all starts with energy. It all starts with ourselves. It all starts within us, within our sacred heart, within, our being of the essence of who we truly are in our authentic self. It all just boils down to this love, this purity of love. And I'm not speaking of human love. I'm talking about the universal divine love that is the spark in each and every one of us. And we are all meant to be living and just be love, be harmonious, and be in unity. That is the way we're meant to be. And gone is this old matrix world of the 3D world, of the structure of this limiting belief. It's now to really start stepping in forward and thinking higher, thinking much more into this higher vibrational timeline. And it's because where we are putting our thoughts, where we're putting our minds and the things that we're we're feeding this energy, that's where your creation energy is coming from. That's where your manifestation power is coming from. That is all tied into this law of attraction. So keep on keeping that awareness and that conscious way of stepping forward and feeding it with love, with joy, and just really focusing on the highest vibrational timeline. And also just being careful what it is that we're affirming, right? You can't say that being human is challenging all the time, because then that's also feeding into it as well. We have to think like outside the box and look at things in a different way, because that's really what these planets are also telling us, and all this new energy that is streaming into the earth, be human resonance or the astrological portal planets. It's all telling us that we need to step more into our own power, our own freedom will of really thinking outside the box, of being our own creators and our own manifestors, and really feeding it with more focus and attention of love. Now, understandably that, sometimes these things, we have our ups and down moments at times, okay? It's good to be aware of that. And it's good to, take the time that you need to be able to release and look at what's coming up for you. Some form of energy that is at that moment needs attention on that for that moment, so that you can learn from it. But it's not meant to be dwelled on forever or over-analyzed either. And it's always good to get help when you need to. Now is not the time to be saying that you could just do things, on your own and then end up being stuck. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, because within our own vulnerability, there's also strength. And within our wounds, we also find our own strength, and that is what gives us our strength of who we are. And so that's why it's important to know that when we ask for help, it is actually a very courageous thing to do and ask for support on something. It is a self-investment, which is another aspect of self-love. And I know for sure I've asked for help when I need it, and I'm not ashamed of it. Like before, I would say that my past mirror self, my past self, there was a lot of that energy that I had to really heal. And by asking help, that also was healing for me. So I also, relay this message in an effort to uplift and support you in that way. So I would love to hear how everybody's doing with the energy, how things have been for you. How does April feel for you? Please share your comments. And I also wanted to mention that I've been on Clubhouse. For those who know about Clubhouse app, let's connect and let me know if you are. I would love to follow you. We could follow each other. I am really loving this app. It's almost like I guess the way to describe it is almost like a podcast. It's all audio, and we all just like pretty much see our faces, and you have like the stage and then you have the audience, and you could just, if you're on the stage, you could be like this moderator or this host and give messages of any kind or just anything that you want to discuss. And they have these big rooms, the Clubhouse room. It's pretty unique, and I feel like this is the future way of social media that will start bringing a lot of different tribes together. And I've been having so much fun with it. So message me and let me know if you're on Clubhouse. And if you're not, let me know anyways. Either way, I would love to extend you an invite. If you're not, if you're interested, so just, I look forward to connecting with you in Facebook and also in Clubhouse. So also, if you want to learn about getting a complimentary private session with me, just message me as well, and we can discuss the things about what's blocking you, or what help support you into stepping more into your own power and your own purpose in your own life, so that you can step more fully into this ascension energy and really just benefit from it, so that you live in your highest potential here on earth. And I thank you for watching this video and for taking the time to listen to every one of these love wisdom messages. And so I wish you all safe weekend and a fun filled weekend as well. Sending you all so much love. Bye for now, and see you at the next love wisdom video.